right. Welcome everyone to the first one for 2024. We've had a whole month of ideas or not ideas. Have you been doing artwork in this time, Rodine?
Me, I have been doing very little artwork actually, which was not my plan. But that's how it goes sometimes.
Yes.
So I did a little, I started a lot, kind of puttered in the studio, but yeah, what about you? Have you been doing a lot?
Not a lot, but yes, I have been. I'm very proud of myself because we're going to talk about now is set intentions with art. And I got this great brainwave and then wasn't sure, so I had to talk to Rodine and get some ideas as well. But I've been really proud of myself because that's one of the intentions I want for this year is to do more art. But what I've been doing, and I don't know if anyone who's watching or watching on YouTube, we talked about behind the scenes last year of an artist. And something you said is still resonating is that you enjoy prepping, you enjoy preparing and thinking about it. You won't believe what I've been doing. I'm very proud of myself.
What have you been doing?
I've been prepping because I've come in, again, this is why I'm finding art really fascinating for me. And you can do it in all sorts of areas as well as the journaling and meditation, that. But I'm finding art's been testing me. And I know something I've known for a while. Like even when I go to the pool to do my laps, I get in, I want to be at the end rather than just enjoying each lap. Yes. Right. So it's always that I want the end result. That's in business, that's in epping. So prepping, I mean, I could never build a house because I'd have no foundations or walls. So I want the whole thing straight away. But you gave me that, and I have actually really started doing that. So I found some old canvases because I want to do an art course, and I've started prepping. So I've painted over it. And what I'm loving about this is from years ago, from when I was doing my Reiki mastership, because I've kept them for all these years, 12, 13 years. You can't see, I've left a little bit of the color there, and I wasn't sure whether I'd go over it. Then I thought, no, that's going to become part of the art. So I did that yesterday for it to dry. So I really enjoyed it. And then I've done some, this is meant to have had more purple on it. But I'm going to do moons or something. So that's been really amazing. So that's one intention that I've set myself. And the word I use now for my year, I've got numerous ones, is patience. Because this takes patience.
It does.
It does. I want it to dry immediately. I want it done now. I have no idea what I'm going to paint on these. Once upon a time, that would have, because I had to have it all now. Now I just go, you know what? I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what comes alive. And what you said was, and again, I'm not quite there yet, but I'm getting there. And anyone watching this, do share what happens for you. You said something. You also love that the canvas talks to you, as do your paintbrushes.
Yes. Yes, not all my brushes. My oil, it's my oils.
Yes.
And my oil brushes that seem to talk to me. The canvases absolutely do talk to me too. And so, yeah, that's part of my prep work is to tune into them. And I guess in some ways that's a setting of an intention. It's my intention to connect with whatever is looking to be born on that canvas. So
that's it. Okay. So the joy of whatever's to be connected on my canvas, and see, that's what once upon a time I would have gone, I love that concept, but my perfection will come in. I'm not an artist. All those old stories come in. I can't do that. Whereas now I'm teaching it's a teaching.
Yeah.
I'm building that muscle to go, I want to allow that too. So when I walked in this morning to prep for this, when I looked at this one with the colors, because it was the it was inks and it had yellow, orange, and some soft red. I went, okay, that's what's saying to me. They're the colors to use on this one.
Nice. I actually like the color peeking through from behind the white.
Yeah. Yes.
I like that.
Thank you. I did too, because initially I thought, whereas this one, it didn't. I thought, oh no, I need to have it completely white. So it's interesting to also, so this is again, coming back to setting intentions with art. Isn't it? It's listening to your thought process, because I did too, because I initially thought yesterday, oh, I should really do another layer. I'll do that the next day. And then I was patient. So I'm going to keep bringing that word in. And the other word I'm going to allow myself to receive, because I had my birthday last week. That's why we started today. And I allowed myself to receive all these incredible messages all through social media and, WhatsApp and friends and family. So coming back, I allowed this. So yes, that's when it came to me. If I'd rushed into it needing to be all white, I would have missed that. Now,
Yeah.
it would have done something else instead.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's there's no wrong way, right? I
That's right.
mean, you do how you do. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about art.
That's exact, and that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning. And it's interesting because each course, because I have bought a few with my various birthday things, and just because I can. So I've got to stop now because it's getting shiny object. But each one does say, don't worry about perfectionism. And I remember thinking, oh, it's easy for you to say, and it's true, but it takes a while to get there. So some ideas about what did you think about setting intentions with art? What would you do, Rodine? And anyone, again, who's watching, give some thought and, participate and let us know too, because we've got some ideas.
Yeah. Setting intentions. I think when I'm working, my biggest intention that I set is to allow myself to connect with what I'm working on without judgment.
Yes.
So to just be able to get into that space where you can communicate and be creative, right?
Yes.
I think that's often my biggest intention. And sometimes, I mean, honestly, I'll approach a canvas, and if I let other thoughts get in the way, right? Like, oh, is this going to be yet another canvas that nobody's going to buy?
Mm.
That interferes with just with that my whole vibe and with the work that ends up coming out on the canvas. It's quite fascinating.
Actually, it's interesting you say that because I wrote a post on Substack just, again about setting intentions. And I no longer set those SMART goals, goals that are specific, measured, time. And I never understood why I couldn't do that. And I realized now I just don't have the mind to do it. Also, various reasons we've talked about before. When you've experienced trauma, you can't see a future, there's no hope. And I was doing something that actually didn't suit me, my personality, I've realized.
Right.
So now I just said, like what you're doing is set intentions. And then, so I've got what I'd like to do this year and the words that I want. So like you said, because I don't want that magic to be contained in those goals. I want it, as you said, to be free. So the things that I look at, it's like create a ritual, like anything, create a ritual around setting your intentions. How do you want to feel this year? And use that in your art. So when you tune into how do you want to feel, look at, do you want to do it through sculpting? Do you want it through doodling? What colors? What colors do you want to use? What medium? So again, it's just how can you allow yourself just to do that? And then how I would do it, so interesting is that, all right, I want to I want joy this year, or I want to receive, right? At the moment, I have no idea how to do receive, but it's just, all right, how does that make me feel in my body? So what matters to me? So it's like, what matters to me? So ask yourself, what matters to me about joy? Well, I want to do this, this, and this. How would I express that with colors? So for me, it'd be vibrant colors.
Right.
Yeah. And then if you want to, like, I think you mentioned crystals, put crystals around.
Yeah. Crystals for energy, candles. As you were talking, I was also thinking, for intentions, I think it also depends on what you are creating or what the purpose of the artwork is. Because of course, if you're doing the neurographic art or the neuro art, that does have a specific intention behind it, because often it's to release a specific emotion, right, onto the canvas, and whether it's a negative one or a positive one, right? And I know that I ran a workshop, oh, a couple of years ago now, and it was a mixed media piece that we all worked on. And part of the goal of the piece, it was called From Lightness, or From Dark to Light, or from the dark into the light or something. Anyway, and so part of the intention was to kind of pull out of your body any of those negative emotions and get them out onto the canvas and let them be there, and then turn them into something beautiful. And so with that, color came into play, of course, but so did, I found words that I glued down and they were torn, so they were jagged around the edge. That art piece actually became a really the pieces that I used on it, the words that I used on it, the place, all of that actually became incredibly symbolic.
Yes.
Right?
That's right.
So the intention for that piece was to unburden ourselves of whatever it was, and then release it, and then move into those bridges. What were the things that helped us bridge from the dark and moving into the light? And then, of course, the light, right? So yeah, I guess it depends on what the purpose of your artwork is.
Oh, I absolutely, and I agree with you. And it's also of your artwork, of how you, exactly right. So you can make it your own. You can make it that particular piece of artwork. You can make that artwork how you want to be there. You can keep changing it. You can do mixed media, like you said. I love that. So I've only just started doing mixed media, and it's been such fun. So like you said, you could put a picture that you want to, like you might want to go on a holiday to the beach, for example, if you don't live near the beach. Like yourself, you've got -37, we've got +37. So at the moment,
I'd go to the beach right now. I would go
right.
to, well, not here. I would go to your beach, but I'm not going to our beach.
No, that's right. And I wouldn't come to your snow at the moment, not that cold. No. But so that's right. So if you want to, so I mean, this is a simplistic idea, but again, if you want to invoke that feeling of warmth and travel, you want to end up going to the beach, you could find a photo, you could stick it on, you could then create, as you said, the background, put words. So I've just bought recently some, these ABC,
yes,
so you can just start. So I started doodling yesterday, just learning, and now putting that here. So that's another thing I've been learning, is behind the scenes, how to doodle. There's so many great things on YouTube, how to use the what do you call this again, the keep forgetting, that
I know the name of it.
So do I, and I can't remember it. Anyone
compass.
Who's here?
Is that
compass,
no? Is
that's
that
it.
compass?
I knew it was a C. I knew it was a C.
I think
but
it's
anyhow,
a compass.
Yeah, so I've just been learning to play and just starting to loosen up, because these are some of the things then I can use on my art that I want to do.
Yes.
Like I was thinking with that black one, I might create a moon and stars, and I have no idea what that means, but it doesn't matter at this point. Might be the moon, the feminine. So again, it's how do you allow yourself just to go with the flow and just take your time and look it up,
Yeah.
So and as I said, there's so many different ways you can tune in. You could do it around the new moon, release full moon, what do you want to attract? You could do it through nature, going into nature, picking up things to use. There's so many different ways. And I suppose it's for me as well, because when you sort of believe you're not creative, or you haven't, when you want to keep yourself safe, because this is why we talk about this, is through healing from something we've experienced. I became very narrow-minded or rigid, even though I love learning and all that, but here to keep me safe. So for me, this is about how can I just open my body and just, and just play, have fun, explore. Yes, how do I, because at the moment I look at my partner, who's amazingly creative. I think, where did he get that from? But he had that training as well, and he did an art course.
Right.
But I can't see that yet. So I still go and Google and to get some ideas, then to make them my own,
Yeah.
But
well, but that's how we learn too, right?
It is how we learn. That's right. So what I might actually do when I finished here and when I put onto YouTube, I'll actually put the link to my Substack to give people more
Oh,
like words
yeah.
and things like what you can do and what were questions to ask. So really the biggest one I found for me, what matters to me? How do I want to feel? Because this, again, I found in the past, because when you're setting goals in the past, it wasn't about feeling into your body. It was all about thought and what you thought you wanted. But you didn't actually go into your body to go, do I really want that? Or do I think I want that? Because that's what I'm meant to do.
Right.
So what does it mean for you? So you've got to sit there and just, whether it be doing art, sitting quietly, meditation, is how does that make you feel? So really feel into your body.
Yes.
Again, that takes practice.
Mm-hmm. And patience.
Yeah. And to receive.
And to receive. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Because I think, again, it's asking yourself questions. So I also like to I always reflect, but I do love this time of year for this. Again, some people think you could do it and you can do it at any time, but I like, it's like, what did I enjoy about last year? What didn't I enjoy? What worked? What didn't work? What could I do differently? So these are just all things you can just start exploring and playing with. Who do I need to be? Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, that's good. Carry on.
And so who do I need to be or become to be able to achieve this goal? So what do I need to do? So you look at the things you actually need to do, but you also look at the what's holding you, what's stopping you from doing it. Because I know for me, it's like, oh yes. And also the goals that I set, because no one understood where I was at and I didn't either, were too big, too unachievable, too not mine,
Yes.
So it's now like, okay, I've brought them right back to some really small ones, to some bigger ones. And if this happens, so another thing I've done, because I want to, all my memoir, my first three chapters are in to be critiqued at the moment.
Ooh.
So my goal had been in September to launch it and even do it with an exhibition of my art. That was, I'm a bit scared to even say that out loud. Now, it may or may not happen in September because with the girl who's critiquing it, some things have happened. And I just said, don't worry, just let it go. But that's okay because it might not be in September, but I'm allowing myself to go, it might be November or it might be next year.
Yes. But you're allowing that vision to be there and to exist.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And exactly. And then as it goes, what's been coming through, so I'll use this as an example, is that so I initially had thought all my art will need to be professional looking. Then I was talking to my partner about it, and then it started to come through. No, it doesn't. You can just show the process of it, because it doesn't mean that people need to buy it, but I can just show this is the art that I was doing at the same time, and I could, the goal, another intention could be that I have some pieces there that are for sale or made up into some cards or a bookmark, so I'm allowing that to sort of ferment,
percolate, bubble.
Percolate, bubble, get into that lovely rich soil.
Mm-hmm.
And that feels good because I feel like, oh my God, I haven't made it a specific date, a specific time. Because when I do that, my whole body goes, see, again, you can feel it.
Yeah.
So what have you got in mind for this year? Have you thought about it yet? Because I know you're back at school teaching.
Yes, back at school with the kiddos. You know what? I sat down last night and just wrote stuff on sticky notes. Just kind of a brain dump of ideas and things, and one idea per sticky note, because I get overwhelmed with lists. They freak me out. If you want to make sure I never get anything done, give me a list. I guarantee you nothing on that list will get done. So I like the sticky notes. So I was doing that, and I I've been in a gallery before, and it's like, so reach back out to her and reach out to other galleries. Like,
Yes,
and not, do it professionally and stuff, but I don't have to expect anything back, right?
that's it. That's it.
But just to do it, just to do
Yes.
it. Because typically that would like, I would be, my stuff is, I can't, it's not professional enough. A lot of these galleries, they have such, incredibly well-known artists. And it's like, you know what, who cares? So just approach them. That I also started, I did actually get some samples of my art as prints, small prints.
Oh,
So I will be
well done.
launching a print line and some like cards.
Yes.
But I realized over the holidays, there are so many things that I paint. And do I have one up here? I thought I did. I think I did, but I moved it. So, and I just want to make more of them because they're fun and I love them and they're pretty. Like these little northern lights,
Yes.
right?
Wow.
On
That
the
was on the
wood
wood,
piece.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have about 50 wood pieces I can paint. And then I've started painting on
Oh, wow. Oh, on like a cheese board or a platter
on
or
like a charcuterie board.
yes. Yes.
So then I have to resin over this. So
Yes.
there's just those things, and of course my Northern Lights series. It's just lots of playthings, and I realized I don't have to just paint a whole Northern Lights series. I can paint a few paintings, and then I can do a few boards, and then I can,
Yes.
I can change it up. So
Love it.
yeah.
Love it. I like that because something I learned years and years ago. It was an American business. Jack Canfield was huge, and I think it was him. And I can always remember him saying at the time to help you, like you'd have to, like when I had my skincare range, and you're going out to potential stockists, like he said, or you're asking someone like you for something. He said, when you walk in, if you're walking in as you are, you've asked them, and they might say no. So what you're doing is you're walking out with the same as you walked in, but it's what the stories we make of that.
Yeah.
And it might be no, never. It might be no, not now. It might be no because I'm too busy. It might be anything, but it's what you do between that no to walking out that door is what counts. I
I
thought that
like
was
that.
really, yes, isn't it? So you walk in, you walk out, exactly the same thing.
Yeah. I should be like the Fuller Brush salesman and just take my art and just walk into the galleries and whip it out and say, so what do you want to hang?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, exactly. With
Totally.
that tone of voice, that confidence, rather than
What do you want to
hello.
hang? Where would you
Yeah,
like it?
yeah, exactly right. But, oh, hello, I'm Chantal. Here's my art. Would you perhaps like to, Now, I'm making fun of
You
it,
think?
but yeah, exactly. But that's, when you listen to yourself, you go, oh my God, really? Did I do that? you know? But
Yeah.
what a great intention to have. So again, if anyone who's watching, so on Facebook or on YouTube, if you want to actually accountability even, or you want to share yours, now I can understand it, might feel a bit confronting, put it in the comments, or if, either here, as I said there, because what it does is it's just sharing. And look, the other thing why I used to find I didn't like to share it out loud, like this thing with the book launch and art launch, I was going, oh, no way could I, what if it doesn't happen? What will people
Oh, I
think?
know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or what if I start and I don't finish this year? Or
That's
yeah.
exactly right.
And you know
So
what? And that's okay too.
exactly.
Like,
But that was a learning. Was a
yeah.
learning for me.
So yeah, this year is really going to be about doing everything that I can to build my art business.
Yes.
I'm starting to feel a lot more confident about that and about my
Great.
abilities to do that.
Yeah.
and just having my faith that the people that I need, whatever I need, will be there when I need
Yes.
it. So that's very freeing. It's like I don't have to have it all figured out, but I have to be doing the moves towards it, right?
Yes, that's it.
And
Yes.
so I also am doing a commission, and I'm actually very excited to do it. I'm playing around with the pre-things. It's a 4 foot by 5 foot canvas,
Oh my God.
and it's huge.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out.
It's huge. It's downstairs. I'm like, where am I going to paint that? I may paint it in my living room. I may turn my living room into a studio. Like, I don't have enough of those rooms. No, I need to take over my living room. I'll switch it. I'll put my living room up in this bedroom up here in the little room. And I'll put my studio in the living room. But I'm so excited to do that. And
Yeah.
it's very much outside my wheelhouse. Um, it's she has an image, and it's with a horse. And I don't paint animals. So this is going to be a huge learning curve for me.
Yeah.
And of course, she wants like her horse's face on this horse. So yeah, I would have said no before, but I'm like, no, you can do this. You'll figure it out. You can do this. You can ask for help when you want to. But I'm excited. I know her horse, and I really love him. And, I adore her. And it's like, I really want to do this for her, like create something that's going to be beautiful for her and a memory, and just, make her feel wonderful every time she looks at it. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I've got goosey too, and I love that. And I think again, it's like so easy to say set intentions, but if you don't take the first step, even it's not
Yes.
going. You have to take the step. You've got
Nothing.
to overcome, like Susan Jeffries said. You don't feel the fear. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Do it anyway.
Yeah, obviously it's you've got to be
Yeah.
safe doing the feel. But I'm doing like you, and I get excited. I like we're just launching our first or my first ever podcast, co-creating, as you know. And Anisha was like, no way. But I am doing it with someone. But when she dropped in, it went like you. I felt that real, oh, yes, I'm ready now. But I've had
Yeah.
to learn this first step was yes. Second step was
Yes.
da,
Yeah.
da, da. Third step was tech, because that's often what put me off. She said, I'll show you tech. Okay. Some of the tech I've already used. Hello. So slowly
Yeah.
it's created this beautiful momentum, because like what you're going to do, I took each step. I trusted each step that came. And
Yeah.
so we've got a
Yeah.
joke happening at the moment, because this is her fourth, and she's running with it now, and I'm still trying to catch up. And because we're different time zones. By the time I'm asleep, she's got all these ideas, and it's like, hang on, whoa, whoa, whoa. So we've got a joke happening. I said, one day I will catch up. For now, but for now, I'm quite happy to be following still while I'm learning.
Yes.
Then she
Yeah.
got the image of us, like Thelma and Louise. And I said, yes, but we're just not going to go over the cliff, of us in this sports car. And I said, yes, at the moment I'm in the back seat. Actually, I'm in the boot. And she said, you're going to be driving one day. I said, yeah, I know, and I know I will be, but I'm going
Yeah.
to go from the boot, into the
Yeah.
back.
And work in and crawl your way up, right?
Exactly
Towards
right.
the
And then
front.
into passenger, and then right, I'm ready to go now. So, the wheels will come off. But it's by doing that, like when I heard your voice, share it. Like, we're doing this, we're making it into fun, because that's helping me overcome the blocks that I had, that I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And once I start, it's like, why not? Now I'm very glad I have her support, her experience.
Well, you know what, and that's actually something else that I guess, setting an intention for too,
Yeah.
is more community, because
Yes.
we need that community, whether in whatever way that looks. And so I also started going, okay, my problem, right, is that I mean, I have some online community, but when it comes to the working part, I mean, I'm on my own. So I'm at school all day, but then I'm on my own. So I don't have anybody to really talk to in real time, to share things, to say, oh, hey, what are you working on? I mean, there's
Yes.
you and I, which is part of the reason I love our chats together too.
Yes.
And it's like, well, so create one, right?
Yes. That's right, exactly. And that's why also we might this won't mention her name yet because I want to ask her permission to be able to do that. That's why we have now, mind you, everyone will find out, we've created with this podcast. So it came from my memoir, the podcast. We've also created a Facebook group and a Facebook page. And I will say it here because like you, what you're saying, we need community because you often don't feel heard. So you've been hurt, but not heard. So coming back to, so we've decided to create that community. So people can come in to feel heard. We're creating it very safe. So we're creating really strict rules and regulations because you have to feel safe. And you can post anonymously if you want to.
Right.
But
Nice.
like you, what we're doing is we're creating this, why I'm saying that is this community. I mean, I think it'd be a great idea because in the art, it's really you. Yes, I have my partner, but I have no one at this point to share with either. So, I mean, we could perhaps create the Art for Healing Facebook group.
Well,
Hey,
I don't
that's
know.
an idea.
I could do a group. I don't know if I'm ready to even manage a group though, or to have that responsibility.
Yeah.
But what would be awesome is just, post a Zoom meeting link, right? Just let people know
Yes.
if they're interested, then
Yes.
give them the Zoom link and we can all meet in Zoom. And then whatever
Yes.
anybody is doing, we can just do and talk and, share and see what happens from that.
I like that.
Because, being an artist is often very solitary, right?
It is. It is. You're right. And I agree with you about creating that group because we've realizing the enormity of it. So that's why we're creating strict rules and regulations. We're talking behind the scenes. So we're setting the intentions. How do we want to be? How do we support each other? How do we support them? How do we set guidelines? All this sort of stuff, and I'll go back to my supervisor, so she can give some ideas. So yeah, because it is a responsibility no matter what you are holding the group for, because people will get triggered. In our case, we've got to say we're not therapists, we're just there to share, to feel heard. So yeah, it's all of the above, but I think that's a great idea. Well, we let you set the intention. I'm happy. So here's me saying you set the intention. I'm more than happy to be running behind you if you like.
Perfect. You may have to give me a shove every once in a while too.
I'm more than happy to, because I think that'd be really nice, because at the moment it's lovely you and I talking and when people do comment, but that could be something where it then becomes, as you said, a collective, and we could make it clear you don't actually have to be an art. I mean, I'm not. We could just sit and share and talk,
Yeah, exactly.
Lovely. Exactly. I like that idea. Let's set that intention.
I do too. I do too. I love it because yes, it's exactly that. It's just like an online sister circle, right? Come together and
that's right.
Do what you do art or,
I like that. I like that. And you see again, and we've already talked for 35 minutes, by the way, just so that you know.
Oops.
We'll be talking for the rest of the year. Not that no, but see, this is why it's lovely to talk, because look what we didn't even have that intention, but by talking, by sharing, by talking, it goes, aha, here we are. So there you go. So anyone who's again watching, I keep saying, and you'd like to join or share yours, please do, because this is, look what happened here. A beautiful thing. And we're setting the intention. It'll happen if it's meant to. I'm more than happy to give you the nudge.
Perfect.
And you're more than welcome to say not yet, because again, that's tuning into your body.
Yeah.
What matters for me? Can I do it yet or not? That's what it is. And then being able to say, actually, no, I'm not ready yet. Because that's then the next step is, if you don't want to do it, it's not about the people pleasing and all that. And we could go on and on and on. So, oh my God, lovely.
There we go.
There we go.
Yay.
Everyone, love to hear. Have a marvelous 2024. And every year after that. And thank you for joining us. And we'll be here this time next week. And
Yes,
any
we will.
topics you'd like us to share, please let us know and talk about. And yeah, have a beautiful day and week.
Great. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.